ladies and gentlemen, OpTic Texas! Dashy, iLLeY, Shotzzy, and Scump.
You got the MVP, you got the king, you got the pump, and my man Shotzzy is cracked out. OpTic Texas are looking to redeem themselves with this loser bracket run, but it's gonna be all about the hometown team.
All right, well, it's time. The crowd is ready. The hometown heroes, here they come, the Minnesota Røkkr!
The North. In the darkness, a prophecy is told. Four warriors. Confronting them, like challenging the winter itself. The snow that blinds you gives them strength. And the ice belongs to them. Prepare yourself for a cold wind blows.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Minnesota Røkkr take the stage! Standy, attach, MajorManiak, and Priestahh!
You can see the smiles across their faces. This crowd is lighting them up for a match that they desperately need to win.
All right, well, we've waited, we've been patient. It is time to get this one underway. Over to the casters for this one, the beautiful and magnificent Merc and Maven.
Thank you, sir. I'll tell you what, that I'll be honest, I got chills a little bit, my eyes were watering. I felt emotional seeing their faces with the crowd, because you competed a long time.
Yeah.
There are stretches you go through where the crowd's not behind you at all for maybe years. To feel that, it's got to be amazing.
Oh, 100%, right? Then on the other side of that for OpTic, this is kind of their chance to shut up a crowd for the first time, which is probably a little bit weird because, I mean, if they win tomorrow, they'll probably all be rooting for them. But, I'm just saying, dude, it's a chance to kind of silence a room, which, I mean, those guys, especially Scump, has never really had to do.
Well, I think that was the thing in their last series, saying Miles or Chance kind of nailed it. The crowd kind of got taken out of it.
Yeah.
They got control pretty much throughout that map one. They never really got into it. Then obviously it ends in a 0-3 fashion. But yeah, it's kind of different. And this team, there are a lot of people maybe panicking about their loss, but I saw a tweet from Ray, their coach, that was sort of people sometimes forget how day-to-day COD can be. To summarize it, some days it's just easier than others, right? The game comes to you, the gunny's on point. Some days it doesn't. You can probably speak to that over the years.
Yeah, and I really think it comes down to how good this league is, right? I mean, these guys have been magnificent the entire year. But, even if you look at the first part of the Major 1 qualifiers where they lost a couple of Game 5s, one of them being to the Røkkr, and then it was a bounce back. I think it's just one of those things intensity-wise. It's a wake-up call. You got to go. But, yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just maybe you're 1 second off. And if you're 1 second off, that's the difference maker.
For me, this is just, can we get that Røkkr that we expected maybe at the beginning of year one? A team that's always going to be tough to beat. A team that is always going to push you to a map 4 or 5, taking the distance. They had their heroic effort. They had their miracles last year. They need it now, but let's get it going, baby. Map 1, hard point, Røkkr, Texas. We kick it off on Gavutu.
And you saw those Røkkr coming into this, and the Des was sort of talking about it. This isn't a bad map for Røkkr. 4-1 for OpTic, but they did not want to play them on Bokaj. And maybe a surprise, right? Talking about those vetoes for OpTic Texas, right? You're going to have a Gavutu hardpoint, a Berlin hardpoint, which they have not won on the year. If we can get to that Berlin Search and Destroy, a beautiful map for Minnesota Røkkr. They just got to get there. The crowd behind them, a nice lead. This man, I talked about it on the pre-show. He loves playing OpTic, and there you can see that 3-piece coming in.
He's always lived for the moment, right? He's always lived for the moment, and he is rolling right now. 5 in a row for Dylan Attach. is he's getting things rocking in the building, just starting to roll here in this map one, but it's a 30-0 advantage, and it does not get much cleaner than that. As the finesse game, man, just trying to get the reload, but up over the top rope, but it's Scump that will finally slow his roll, is now we focus on the second hard point.
And you know, we saw a lot of this yesterday, right? This is a very disciplined play out of OpTic. They rotate over towards this P2. Yeah, Scump working the spawns on the backside. Look at this pinch. That's gonna be Standy who spawns out. And based on this play, okay, they read that well, but a lot of time given up. Now comes the push. Standy on the other side with that spawn. He's gonna get a pinch. Dashy, no streak for him anymore. And inside this hill comes Minnesota Røkkr.
We'll see how it goes. They try to battle through. And Shotzzy trying to hold top, but it's the Major with the pistol. That'll be his undoing. We get right back towards the point. It's attached, maybe looking for a one-on-one. He's got one just on the other side of him, bit of an awkward engagement. It's Scump that's able to take that, and Scump will actually find two around the hard point. We get ready for the next to pop. We take a look at the rotation, and yeah, you call it the timing tough.
Yeah, because Priestahh actually has a kill at Ring earlier than that. I mean, it was two players from OpTic rotating on over. iLLeY was just trying to sneak on through. He left that player ringside, but the nades come in. 3 gonna go down. You still have close spawns. Inside the middle alley, though, Shotzzy's gonna find one. iLLeY, his duo, covering his back. And now OpTic only 15 points away from taking the lead. And this is great for them, right? Because you talk about that transition from P3 to P4. They have the front side. They're gonna have the closer spawn up. Let's see what Røkkr's trying to do. Priestahh trying to work inside a ring.
We talk about the power of nades all year. They use them well there, and iLLeY, maybe he gets something going. It was a rough start at this event, but now the hop, the shots, everything feeling good. The damage of Reigns continues to go through as he soaks up the time. 15 seconds left on the hard point, and take a look at that minimap bottom left. The rotation starting to come in, set up on the new point. It's going to be Shotzzy. We'll hop to his POV as he's going to deal with this first wave of the squad.
Now you're going to have Major work towards ring. Close spawn should come in for OpTic, though, but you're going to have everyone back here now. Can the nades hit? One player spawns out with Scump. So it's a 4-on-3 now. It's just one player left in Shotzzy. He was a player that rotated just so early in this position, but Røkkr, it looks like they're able to break on through. Nice discipline from this squad. They didn't get a ton of time at P3, but over towards P4, they recognized the situation that they were in. It's all purple in the field. Look at the top left. That is what? 8 kills in a row for Røkkr.
I mean, I don't think OpTic gets a kill really as that hard point pops.
Oh, no,
I mean,
they just got one.
It's just all Røkkr, beautifully done. And yeah, I was kind of with you. I thought he might get that close spawn, as we've seen it so often. It doesn't happen for Scump, and now they try to burst back through. It's 5 in a row for Major, but at least they get back into the hard point. If you're OpTic, might be looking at a lead change here in the coming moments. Take a look at that number 7. Already kind of posted up back green. Shotzzy once again trying to get in position. Can they do a better job in the early part of the hard point?
I mean, this is great position from Shotzzy. He could just kind of ruin this setup right now. And Major's kind of in the back corner, so if he's watching this, he could win the one-on-one. You have Standy beachside. They're going to have no idea. No idea, and he's just going to play his life. And there we go. Here comes a collapse now from OpTic. iLLeY's going to find a kill. Beautifully done from Shotzzy. Not an easy transition at all, going from P4 to P5. But Shotzzy got through. He worked with his team. That was just a great play. And now that lead, it's gone. OpTic are in control.
I mean, he even hits the stun to get the info. Back it up. And now the movement on point.
Parkour.
Love to see it out of Shotzzy. He's known for the spice, and I thought he had another one waiting for him there, but not quite. As the lead now up to 30, and what a great job by Shotzzy and the whole squad, but really just being on point for the rotations. You know, he's known for the movement, he's known for the gunny, but he's got the heads-up plays there too.
I mean, the more we're talking about this is, honestly, this first rotation is unreal from OpTic. I think if you look at OpTic in the past, this might be a completely different score line. I mean, they were outslayed, you know, kind of early on. That rotation to P4, they don't allow it to turn into some crazy big lead for Minnesota Røkkr, and then over to towards P5. It's that break where they're now in control, but you can do it on Kuavo too. You can hold 50, 55 seconds. Now a chance for Minnesota.
Yeah, you can see some big swings, so without question. Now, can the hometown heroes swing it back into their favor as iLLeY is able to get 2 entries, but where will the follow-up kills come? You've got players spawning out. You're trying to hold the threat. Already here from Texas. You've got to regain and retake if you're Minnesota Røkkr. Let's go right to a listen-in with Røkkr.
I'm looking over. Close up time. Close up time.
I stun close left. I stun close left. He stun close left. 2 close left. I got 1.
Shotzzy, one shot close. Nice.
Nice. I'm in the ramp.
Okay, I'm one shot here. They can be low.
I'm not clip.
He can be low.
Ramp up mid or low beach.
Dashy's
I think you want low beach. I want low beach.
I got one round.
Actually,
Go down mid. Go down
There's 2
mid.
more clip. 2 more clip.
Scump's going top left ladder. Left top of ladder.
Make this what happens.
I'm
only propane.
Close right stairs. Scump.
Yeah, we're flipping.
Yeah, that guy flipped his team. He's in me back green. He's in me back green.
Top boat. Top right boat.
Help me flip, guys. I'm helping you flip.
Give me another top boat.
Help me flip.
I'm on a pitch, guys. I'm on a pitch. Yo, top boat, Dashy. Try to wait, guys.
They're spawning on you, Preston.
I'm behind
Yo,
him. Mid corner.
Mid cubby, Shotzzy.
Illayy's one shot in the left, one shot.
There's 2. Yeah, Shotzzy. Yeah, they're spawning cliff. I'm hitting over.
I don't see one time. He's their side challenging me.
Their side.
Challenging me mid. He's mid side time weak. Dashy's mid tank.
I got him weak time.
Nice. And there's no time.
I'm trying to go ladder.
Low green.
I kill the guy low green.
He's going left side green.
He's chummy P5. He's low cages.
Absolute. He's still low cages, guys.
Trying to kill the guy, Tom.
Yeah, I'm trying to focus time.
He's close left.
We got
Shotzzy behind us.
Shotzzy's
weak. Shotzi's weak. Low cages. Low cages. Low cages. That's both.
Hey, propane.
I'm going new.
Okay, they can
I'm winning.
They stun ring right now.
Take me clip on me.
There's a big hole there. Illayi does.
Hold the heady. Nice. Hold the ring.
I have no.
He could be on me ring stairs.
Top boat. Looking over to you, Mike. Your top boat on me. Top boat. Dead. One shot.
I'm going green.
Trying to go back and forth.
It seems like the comms are there, and they're calling people out, but they're missing one.
Again, it's happening, right? Names. I need to hear names, right? That's really the key. Shotzzy is doing it again. It's iLLeY and Shotzzy, this duo. They keep getting behind enemy lines. This is now the 3rd hill that this has happened against Røkkr. They're playing a solid game, but these plays against this team cannot happen.
It's just like you hear 3 names called, and then never that 4th. And like the one time you heard him like, where is iLLeY? Where is iLLeY?
I think he's low beach, but nobody looked for him. Nobody looked for him.
Yeah.
You heard Major say, I think he's behind this green now. Shotzzy is putting on a montage. He was at a 6 spree, now a 3 spree. With this auto in the lead, comfortable for OpTic. Now you have the trap as well with 15 seconds left. Oh! Yeah, dude. Yeah, whatever that kung fu noise was.
Yeah! He's got the snapper right now as he continues to be hot throughout the course of this. 189, 124, OpTic Texas in control. As we now get ready for tower. Now, first time through, Texas had a pretty good setup. It fell apart quickly. If they can clean it up here, they're going to take this map 1.
Well, now, you had a 4-on-2. You had a 4 versus 2 situation here, and Shotzzy and iLLeY hold it down. Maybe a couple of impact players that were missing from yesterday have showed up here big time in this map 1.
Yeah, I think iLLeY was the one that was targeted quite a bit for his performance, but he has been stepping it up with the cerebral plays, and the shot has been there. Shotzzy just wants to send it. The hip fire hits.
What is going
another?
on?
What did he eat today?
My man is locked in. Another spree for Shotzzy. He's up top. That's 7. There's a glide. 24 seconds from winning this map. By the way, he's going to flip spawns again if he keeps making plays like this, but almost double positive for Shotzzy. And he has silenced the crowd.
The man is a one-man army. What a map it has been out of Shotzzy. And they only need 5 more here to close out the map. We're going to see another hard point. There's not enough ticks here to continue through. It's going to be Røkkr in, and they've got to be absolutely flawless if they're going to somehow bring this back.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Yeah, it's one big break, one big moment, and OpTic Texas behind a godlike map from Shotzzy.
He's all the way around again.
How many times?
This is deja vu. Deja vu from Shotzzy. He could just get on the hill and win them the game. And I think he's going to do that. There it is. OpTic Texas win map 1.
You know, when you and I first learned we were going to be casting, we weren't sure at first. We finally were to get involved. We start doing the prep, and we're watching Hardpoint. We're talking to Crowder, the coach of FaZe, and it's talking about how important it is to call names and not allow that one guy to get through. It's almost like a blitz play, right? Like you have one person that sneaks through, they can disrupt everything. I mean, you're talking what, like 5, 6, 7 times that might have happened where OpTic they get one person through, and that's enough to disrupt everything.
It's all it takes. I mean, iLLeY and Shotzzy did it a number of times. It just felt like it was always those two. You can see it there, though. Shotzzy 30 and 17. OpTic, pick your poison on what play you want to update your highlight video on, because it could be any of those. I mean, he was just unbelievable.
I just think it'd be one thing, he had a couple of his coined beautiful movement kills, right? He had the sprees, but like the heads-up plays on rotation too, like all of that together, we're talking, that's like a LeBron map. Like he just did it all. He did it all.
Oh, he really did. Yeah, I mean, it was a nice start for Minnesota. It was sort of back and forth. Over towards this P4 was, I thought they were going to kind of get a bit of a lead, Minnesota. OpTic, they go towards that P5 rotation. That was the Shotzzy play. And from there, they just get going. They don't allow Røkkr any opening. Every break, there was someone there.
And it's got to help too. I mean, maybe if you talk about somebody like Scump, who has had the crowd behind him for most of his career. Dashy at this point has been here for a long time, but like, whether it's Shotzy's experience with Halo or he's playing obviously with Dallas, like he's kind of used to this. He probably feeds off this. It's fine. I'd love to come and shut up a crowd.
And on the other side of that, for Røkkr and Røkkr fans, you're used to this because before this, Røkkr were 1-11 in map 1 on the year. So now it's 1-12. I mean, that was OpTic's map pick. Again, if you can get it to a game 4, to that Berlin hardpoint, that is going to be I mean, that OpTic have not won that.
Well, I don't know if we touched on it earlier, but they played once earlier in the year. How'd it break down?
It was a game 5 win, right? They split the hardpoints. They won that control. They win in a game 5.
We're talking about Røkkr.
Yeah, Røkkr were able to win. I think. Yeah, split hardpoints, I think, and win both search and destroys. So, yeah, in this S&D, can you get it, though, to the back half of that series?
And I think where that becomes a little bit more frightening is this seemingly so, maybe not the OpTic of old, where, the search struggles are there early, they look good in respawn. Then the search improves and the respawn falls off. We talked about that for what feels like a decade, but they seem to be a more cohesive unit. Like the search has gotten there faster than maybe it has in previous years. It seems to be a different story, and we're not. It just felt like we were saying the same thing.
Well, they simplified their game, I think, at Major 1, right? Sort of the rounds that really pissed me off, right? Those sort of 2v3s, those 1v2s. They didn't allow that to happen. They were very quick. They were reactive on the map. You just tell they were playing together with their communication, and, it's fun to watch. But, they did drop one yesterday.
Absolutely, absolutely. But, we've seen some teams rebound today, whether it was talking about Ravens, they had a really slow start, similar became victims to an 0-3 an upset type scenario, and they're able to bring it back today, hoping OpTic maybe come with that same fire. We're not hoping that if you were in the Røkkr crowd here in Minnesota, sorry. But let's take a look at some of the S&D stats as we look at some of the highlight players for this search and destroy. The stats for Standy and Shotzzy.
I mean, you can see there, 1.31 for Standy. I mean, maybe not doing what he was doing last year in the respawns, but the S&D still sticking out. 8.3 kills per 9 rounds, 32% of his team kills. On the other side, Shotzzy, if he does anything in what he was doing in game 1, this could be quick.
It is just, you've said this about, kind of maybe Hook in his prime, Shotzzy now. Like, when you watch him, it's his POV. The way he moves, how fluid it is, the plays he's able to make. He is one of those rare generational talents that is just, it's special. I think it's like you feel privileged to commentate over him. Like he's that good.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. And I think you're just starting to feel his impact more and more as he gets comfortable. And it's not only sort of, as you said, the individual plays, but he also is so aware of, okay, when do I need to do this? Make that next step. But here's where it gets interesting. Røkkr 0-0 on Desert Siege. Have not played it all year. In an official match, OpTic Texas, one of their weaker ones at 1-2. See what happens here. I mean, we just saw it, right? In the last matchup, that map number 2. All I'm saying is we're going to be running through some doors.
Hit it!
Break some walls down.
I love it. I love it. Very powerful avatars they have in this game. Just smashing through everything. One day I hope to be that strong.
I think you could definitely run through a wall.
I probably could.
I don't know if it would feel too good.
I'm a big boy. I'm a big boy.
Yeah, you are.
To Scump's POV bottom palace. He's just trying to sniff him out. And he sniffs it, but Priestahh too stinky. He's in the corner. He's able to take it. Major will follow it up. That's a 4-on-2 advantage early. Priestahh surprised though. iLLeY holding on the bomb for the trade there for Major.
And I like this round number 1. Dashy is going to make this into a 1v2. All right, now he recognizes they might be isolated, but the crossfire comes in. But I like that round number 1 for Minnesota. What do? A lot of the times on offense, it's a quick B plan, right? So OpTic, they get aggressive over towards train side. They're not seeing anything. And honestly, Minnesota are just kind of camping corners. They're playing patiently, and then as soon as someone's able to open it up, it's a collapse towards that A bomb site. Nice round 1 on offense.
And it's just like it's red light when it goes green. Time to hit it. The change of pace. Beautiful there from Røkkr. Obviously, though, shifts a bit as we swap sides. As Dashy will have the big stick out, looking to hit the snipes. We might have some early fights. Around Palace as Shotzzy continues to search. Major looking for angles as well. Standy just finding maybe a head, but Dashy right before he drops, he was able to hit the snipe. Major out of it.
See now, Priestahh getting aggressive. Maybe to find Dashy, just kind of goes down, right? Because both teams know once you commit to one side of that site, there might be a flank, but Standy through that angle is going to find a pick. And iLLeY was watching his back. Now it's 2 players inside. We're into a 2v2. Inside of Palace, Shotzzy, Scump, door. Very quick, very reactive, and this is what we saw. Playing with one another. Bomb though, getting planted, attach spots him.
The size 13, simply too big there from Scump. Book gets ripped off, Røkkr clutch up, and Priestahh fast to the flank. Finds the timing, the pinches through, Røkkr
It's honestly, it's the timing between Standy hitting the shot, and I think once that happens and Dashy dies, I think iLLeY is almost like, okay, do I turn around now? I don't know if the flank is going to come in. And I mean, Priestahh's just able to catch him. It's just that sort of 1-2 punch. You go from that 3 versus 4 quickly into a 3v2.
The crowd now coming alive, Joe. I need a hammer.
You should get a nice little helmet with some horns.
Absolutely. But the bullets, they're flying early, and it's another first blood for Dashy.
You definitely have Viking genetics in you. Bloodline, look at you.
Probably somewhere. And Shotzzy, he keeps it rolling. Scump now wanting to hit the gap. I think they're going to spot him. I'm not sure it's going to matter. He's at least able to take down one and quickly. Major in a tough spot, snipped out, dropped. And Texas, they needed one, they get a quick one.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, you know, Vikings were savages, and you're definitely at it above that.
Yeah, 6'3", 240, Viking blood.
100%, yeah. You could definitely run through a door now that we talked about it. But yeah, OpTic, they needed it. They find the first bloods. They use their numbers.
I'm not sure iLLeY could get closer to his monitor if he wanted to.
He's got a couple inches there. Good.
Round 4. And Shotzzy, he's just getting tagged up, tickled as the bullets come through. They try to get a nade over the top, and that nade is going to hit. What a lovely one from Attach. But bomb getting planted at the same time from Scump. Now, can he get out with his life? He's able to do just that. And you're spread pretty much across that 50-yard line right now. If you are Røkkr and you're picking them apart, Major finds the next one.
These are not easy retakes, though, on this B site, but Priestahh plays it down low towards trench shot, and now you have Dashy all by himself, 1 versus 4. Middle of the map is being locked down. Maybe not the weapon that Standy wants, but his teammates on the bomb, and Minnesota bounce right back to go up 3-1. The nades hit. They hit the second pick. Priestahh takes his time, trench side.
Yeah, I didn't see how much damage the bullet, you know, you saw kind of shots his POV as he was getting peppered a bit. I didn't see how much he got hit for exactly. It's something that wall bangs through, but great nade there from Attach.
And that B bomb site can get a little bit scary when you're an AR in that position. A lot of the times we've seen teams either just plant or kind of fake that plant and just push on through with those submachine guns. Attach now with the snipe. Another aggressive A hit from OpTic. And it's similar to what we saw in round 1. It's very slow A side from Minnesota. You have one player playing around the middle of the map and Priestahh with the bomb. Standy's making sure there's no funny business towards B. There's funny business. They found it.
Shotzzy just finds the angle. Beautiful as Standy gets dropped. But out of Priestahh, who's been waiting and looming inside Palace, trying to find his chance to pounce. Window, wall, door. Which do I choose?
One window, another window, another door.
Oh, don't mind us.
Priestahh is trying to dip out as soon as he gets spotted. Not going to happen. The comms on point. The shots there through for Texas. Now bomb down in a precarious position. And yeah, I mean, the two you're kind of talking about the slow pressure towards A. They haven't moved much except they swapped sides. Dashy's going to hit the shots. The trade through for Attach, but he is by himself, and he's got people left, right, and center. And he hits another nice one. But
speaking of centering, yeah, that centering, centering was solid out of Attach, but just no numbers. Yeah, if you're going to play that slow style, the goal is just not to get picked, but Standy does. You kind of want the defensive team when you're playing that way to get a bit impatient, right? Be on their toes, maybe overpeak something to try to get some information. But with Standy going down early, they can just kind of play around their numbers, right? And this is what OpTic has done so well.
Kind of changes the flow entirely really quick, right?
Oh, 100%.
that's been, I mean, talking from a first blood standpoint, I mean, I think it was like 2 in a row for Dashy, and then Shotzzy's had one other down around, but they've been doing pretty solid from that regard. Shotzzy with another one, but Priestahh instantly there to even the odds.
He's gotta try to get out.
Shotzzy's just chasing, he's able to do it. And just trying to finesse around the bomb. He's got people on every side.
They know his position. Major just gonna get double peeked. I mean, you're hoping that Major can, you know, get the trade on the Shotzzy on the bomb. The problem is, though, the player playing back trench side, he ends up getting picked. So Major has to back on up in a 1v2 with the MP40s, hoping the timing goes his way, just does not. Pretty difficult to play around B if you got us up.
That just looks stressful, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's been a couple rounds now for OpTic Texas. The crowd once again just trying to bring life to this Røkkr team.
And maybe trying to isolate Standy trench side. It's again this slow ace build up from Minnesota Røkkr. They're just gonna go for the bomb. They're just gonna work on a bomb being played out. We're gonna have a 4 versus 4 retake. We'll see. If any of the nades hit from OpTic, sounds like nothing's really gone off for now. Attach trying to find a pick.
And now a much better position though. You don't get first blooded, you get the bomb down, you put the pressure on OpTic.
And Priestahh is massive here. If he can find 1 or 2, he can change everything.
He found 1 or 2 bullets.
They just got on the bomb. They're on the defuse right away. They're on that defuse. They just get on it. That is done. Nobody checks it. That's a cerebral play from OpTic. They just jump right on it. I mean, you're in that 4 versus 4. Yeah, I mean, we're mind blown too.
Yeah, that is the face of a woman that is mind blown.
What just happened?
Yeah.
They just hopped the defuse.
What a great shot there from our camera crew.
And it's one of those situations where nobody really wants to get picked, right? In the 4v4, so you're not over peeking. Priestahh is really your point guy. Once maybe he gets a kill, boom, you can start to collapse. Maybe Attach sees across the bomb, but he doesn't.
Just think you have more information than you do. It's another one for OpTic Texas. 3 in a row now. A much needed first blood for Røkkr. They follow it up as Standy wins the big one. The 2 remaining players outside towards trains in A. And iLLeY at least able to get 1 and get away with his life for now. He'll recoup with Dashy and see if they can pick this apart. They've got a minute to work with.
And this is just one of those rounds, right? Take your time.
Don't give them a freebie.
Don't give them a freebie. You can allow them to plant the bomb. You have numbers, right? OpTic's just gonna try to work a pace. See if anyone gets a little bit lazy from Røkkr. Maybe Dashy can find a pick, but that bomb is down. Attach, I think, just gonna shoulder it, but you have Standy watching the cross from mid staircase.
It's like they took about 30 seconds to see if they get a freebie. Now they gotta go. Once they gotta go, they're gonna start to get caught. iLLeY falls, Dashy.
Well, we know what he can do with this.
Yeah, he can make plays, but no chance given. Good patience and discipline there from Røkkr to close out the round, not get freebies.
As you said, that first blood, right? Then that second one in the Palace.
Well, it felt like it'd been like 4 straight rounds since they got one, honestly. Like, they just didn't have numbers very often. There's something in that ballpark. Like, I know there were trades in a lot of them, but I just want to jump around and dance.
You need a We Will Rock You. You know what I mean? Røkkr.
Yeah.
You like that? Attach getting very aggressive. Just kind of hits it. Finds the timing. Right through that aLLeY. Man advantage now. Bomb started being planted. OpTic's trying to hunt him down, but this is great for him. Now, what can iLLeY find?
It's like the longer he can play his life,
the better.
more time he can waste.
Hopefully, someone doesn't hop the bomb.
And he's just getting information from that position. They'll feed one over to Priestahh. Now gonna have a one-on-one on the other side. Is that Scump starting to push through? MajorManiak is just ready and waiting. Scump, we shall see you in the next round. Round to Røkkr. 1 round away from tying it up 1-1.
Yeah, Major was just watering his plants back there.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
kind of how he finds his head.
I don't know that there's a whole lot of water there in the desert.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, he's taking care of it. That's his tree, so. He's very much into nature.
That's nice of him. They need this one. They need this one badly. The crowd can feel it. Another round. They're tied up 1-1. They can brush off the hardpoint loss. But we're not quite out of this one yet. Can Dashy find a pick with a snipe? Can Shotzzy make the movement hit? He sure can. Little hop shots hit. First blood to OpTic Texas.
And with that spot, right, there's just no trade. I mean, he's hit down to 2. And he's over the wall, and now he's on the bomb. There is one player in MajorManiak in that spot. He's gonna have Dashy watching over him. Yeah, Major has to make the play. He's gotta make a play here. He does. Into a 3v3. iLLeY though. iLLeY, he's gonna get taken down. No, 1 versus 2 for Dashy.
Priestahh coming up big. Preston going huge. Major with 2 in the round. It's a 6 streak to close it out. It's a search and destroy win for Røkkr. And we are all tied up.
Bring the music back. Bring it back on. Woo! Bring it back. Yeah! You were right, music guy. The map's over.
They just teased it. They teased it. But the fans fired up. The first time they played, they got it done through the search and destroy. They're going to need to do it here again. They close out the map 1. They rebound after it started to get away from them, right? You get, what, 4 Texas rounds in a row? They were starting to find a groove, but you bring the crowd back into it. You come up with some big plays, some clutch moments, and they close it out. Despite the fact that you get first blood of that one, they bring it back in a 3v4 clean.
Yeah, I mean, Priestahh with 11 on the map. I didn't even realize that. MajorManiak's gonna finish on 9. I mean, it's just the versatility of Priestahh. What he's always done. Can run the sub, can run the AR. Beautiful on that map. Dashy, he was trying to get going with that sniper, but there just wasn't a lot of room to work with. And now, right, we're gonna go to that map 4. It's kind of what I had circled. OpTic, they have not won a Berlin hardpoint this year. I mean, it's not like Røkkr is the best on it. They're 3-5, but a lot of repetitions.
But it's tough when you look at these matchups between teams like this, because it's usually so lopsided. It's tough to circle those maps. It's tough to find those maps that might be the big ones, just because, well, OpTic's been a lot better this year. They have, when you look at the overall record. So that was the one you had marked down. We're guaranteed a map 4. But before we get there, we've got to control. We are tied up 1-1. Røkkr, the squad, the fans, everybody getting rolling now as they bring it back and tie it up. To control we go after this quick break.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew.
Keep going. Røkkr fight back. They get the search and destroy win now. As we go to control, I could ask you before this. I'm like, all right, so what's the big thing on control as we get going? And what did you say to me?
I mean, this is OpTic's map, right? Tuscan Control. This is kind of their home.
They're very good, yeah.
This is their home. You know, for Røkkr, this is, I mean, they're better on Jivutsu. I think 3-2 on the year. On Control, you're not playing that. I think, what, 2-5, I wanted to say on Tuscan Control. Where the other side for OpTic, now they did lose it yesterday, but, I mean, they have been so darn good on this map.
It's just control in general, kind of.
Yes,
I mean,
the game mode.
I think Carson, our stats guy, we tweeted out, it was sort of how important your worst control is due to how the coin flip works when you talk about what control map you might be. And it was like OpTic's worst control map was 9-1 or whatever
It's not really like coin flip anymore because, I mean, right, you're at the tournament now where OpTic gets to pick which team they want. So it's kind of like, what map do they want to play on? That's why yesterday it was the discussion around should have they played Jivutsu versus Seattle Surge.
Yeah.
But there you can see it, 2-5 for Minnesota. Røkkr 9-2 for OpTic Texas. Really the standout for me, for OpTic, every time I watch him, and the major one was Dashy. I mean, this is not an easy map. Everybody kind of knows if you play some ranked or you haven't. The auto on this, it's not easy. There's a lot of those small cuts where a sub is just quickly in your face. And Dashy, it's an art form.
He's put other ARs in the blender on this particular map.
But on all other teams.
Yeah, no, 100%. But all right, let's get into it. It's Priestahh, kind of the king of the map too. Starts to get the ball rolling for Røkkr. As they'll look to hold here defensively. They've got 3 pushed up near the point. Really just Priestahh who's going to be coming off the spawn. And he'll kind of pick up D with his teammate watching the cross. That's Major hitting the shots, and that's 3 straight kills there for Røkkr.
I just kind of slowing it down now. Now you do have OpTic off a spawn, maybe working towards B. So they know this, right? P5 is open. You have to rotate over. Off a spawn is going to be Priestahh. Now you can get on B and at least just kind of stop the clock if you need to.
And Shotzzy with the movement. How many times have we seen him just slide under somebody? And you know how hard that is to deal with as the opposing player. It's like impossible.
Yeah, that's why he keeps doing it. Yeah. He continues this, right? As he gets towards back tank. The rest of Røkkr, though, they kind of wrap through towards P5. They get towards flat side. They're just looking for one player, and Dashy's on it. They didn't know he was there. Attached, though, is there for the trade. He's up to 4-0. We saw his stats. I think, what was it, through 2 maps, 1.19? That's what I mean, Attach. I don't know what it is exactly, but he does love playing off.
What, he get up a 0.4 on the year and suddenly drop like a 1.5 against OpTic? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. It's kind of how it feels at times. But it's a bulk out for iLLeY. But we swap right over to Attach, and he's keeping it rolling. That's 6 straight now as he works closer to the glide.
Glide's huge, especially offensively.
Just getting the info, a little trigger discipline for now, just getting the call outs to the teammates. But he sees one of the cross, and now as he works the flank, there's the freebie. There's the glide.
The pressure, though, is at B. That's where MajorManiak is. He does find one. He has a 1-on-2. Major's just trying to buy time right now. Major does get taken down, allows his teammates to rotate on over. That is 3 takes in already. It looks like A is going to get done as Minnesota. They have to worry about B.
Yeah, that was a good job. Dashy's kind of got to rotate them off, just make sure they can finish A and now get the extra minute. So they've gotten 4 points of progress. Attach is just trying to hit something through the wall. They're not able to connect. And you have just over a minute now to work with as it gets fast and frantic around the point. It's Scump and Shotzzy. They're able to combo to take down 2.
And I like this from OpTic. Allow iLLeY to come off spawn. See he's using that follow, which we've been talking about all weekend. Standy is working through a pinch, but iLLeY's going to pick that up. Taking their time as Minnesota Røkkr's playing patient, forcing OpTic to have to go first. Still a 1 life advantage. Now up to 2 as Major gets the kill, backs on up.
You're just kind of waiting here now if you're iLLeY, just sort of isolated on the other side. I thought he was kind of waiting for his teammates. Actually, Nate that's going to take him down. The rest of the players sort of pushing their way through church side. Each team able to come up with a 1-on-1, still dancing around the point is Shotzzy, but eventually he will be dropped. Now just about 35 to go. Lives-wise, you got 2 life advantage. 8 versus 6 if you are Røkkr. And Standy, he increases the odds. as he's now on 3 in a row, just trying to get the reload in as he gets scrambling back to point. But this is really your last push if you're OpTic. You have 20 seconds to go. You got all 4 up. You only have 1 respawn remaining.
Yeah, you're just waiting for Scump to kind of reinforce here, so you have a 4 versus 4. aBeZy's gonna get on that B point. Shotzzy's gonna get picked. That's before Scump is there. He can't really help. Now he can, but it's just a couple of seconds, I think, too early there from OpTic.
Shotzzy's gonna be last alive, so that's where we will end objectively. So they get 4 points of progress. You have a good hold. I mean, really, I thought they were gonna keep him from really getting any time extension for a while there, but I think what ended up being the 2-on-1 against MajorManiak over towards B. Finally, they alleviate some pressure from A. They get that in transition, but then you hold strong from there if you're Røkkr.
Yeah, I mean, if you're OpTic, you had like 1 push where Shotzzy was able to get down to B, kind of in that 4v4 situation, and it's nice patience from Røkkr, right? Even into that 2v2, they backed on up to flat, they played around those stairs, right? Players off spawn, can work with those nades. But you wanna win around you're supposed to.
Probably hasn't hit his friend in the face with that horn, but you turn awkwardly. It could be painful, Joe.
Oh, your eye out, kid.
Yeah. Dashy and iLLeY, they're lighting it up early. You see number 3 coming off a spawn, that's going to be MajorManiak. He's just going to be wrapping this over towards the other side, but already pushed up the entire way will be Shotzzy. And Shotzy's able to win that fight on the other side of the map. We now get back over towards A, and it's Scump here lurking, Scump here hitting, and able to finesse away with his life for now. Great defense thus far.
Yeah, it's a big kill though by Standy to take down Shotzzy because he's watching the rotation to B, right? Off a spawn, Dashy and Shotzzy have to go back to B. If he doesn't find that kill, they know all the pressure is mid-map at A. So just getting that kill, forcing them to rotate back, and you know, now he's on a 3-speed progression being made. He's gonna get aggressive, but Scump says, not right now. Not let you make a play.
Priestahh's trying to get the movement, the shots into just about everybody, but there's the second part of progress. Looking to finish off A, and yeah, it was a great hold until, yeah, you kind of called it. They get that big transition kill. Kind of the floater, and things start to unravel. Now they've got significantly more time and looking good in the lives department. You got 2 minutes to work with. You're just about even there.
Yeah, that glide.
Yeah, and you still have the glide. Now where do you ramp this up from? They're going to lose somebody and get staggered here a bit, but Standy able to win a big one. And that's going to make the head turn. That's going to be Scump that's not going to have to turn. It's actually Dashy, though, with the auto at range. That cuts down the push from the flank.
And you can see with the position right now of Shotzzy number 7 at Fountain, with radio controlled by Dashy, they're just going to give up the back of the map. You can. They're going to say, fight us, right? We're going to have the power positions, plat side and top tower. But the kills are coming in now. Now here comes a collapse off a spawn. All of OpTic trying to get to Dashy by radio side in this position. Standy, oh, the grunt, it works. It doesn't always work, but that time able to catch him off guard. The reinforcements again, Scump with a multi-kill to stop a push.
It's like there have been some moments where you're thinking this is the breakthrough, and how big would an offensive round win be here? They've gotten so close to finding that opening, getting some real pressure on the objective. Is this now another chance? They're just sliding across. The nades are going to connect. iLLeY's shots going to put him down as well. Scump and iLLeY just working together on the crossfire, and Dashy wants involved as well. Now they're able to fan out, push this a bit with 35 seconds remaining, stop them from getting anywhere near B.
Just a little bit from those, point of views, with what we've seen, right, content-wise from OpTic, one of the big things is Rambo has thought nobody plays their life quite like us, and you're seeing what it does. Just buying a second or two, allowing your teammate to get near you, to make that trade, to play your life. You see what it turns into. In the top right, that's 8 kills in a row for the team. They shut down that offensive attack. It was around 14 to 12, I want to say. Røkkr, I mean, it was a solid one, but what, they get 3 ticks, so OpTic right now up 1.
Yeah, I mean,
round 5.
It was solid till it wasn't, right? Like, you get A so clean. Yeah, I think you were down 1 life at that point. You kept it about even until you said, around 14, 12, whatever, it was right in that ballpark, but then the green wall, they just couldn't get through it. Like, they just get absolutely shut down. And you would hope in that 2 minutes you get 1 point of progress, something, but nothing going. What a defense it was. So now we flip sides and see if Røkkr can ramp it up, or if you're going to strike now on offense. Scump just comes soaring out for Broken and able to take that first fight. There's a one-on-one on the bottom side of the map, and that's going to go to Shotzzy as well. So that's going to turn heads immediately as he's found an opening towards B. The gunfights continue to go down over towards A. But look at how many people have to come focus this now.
All right, just buys a lot of time as well. So now they can just kind of put one player on it, work map control, try to drain the lives. Røkkr, though, similar to what we saw from OpTic, they immediately get out towards P5. They're playing around Fountain and Radio now. Shotzzy does get through. MajorManiak right behind him. Doesn't spot him. This guy's the route man for a reason. This guy is, oh, doesn't find the second snap after the slide. Again, A almost done. Attach is gonna win that gunfight over towards A, and Priestahh on that flank. Shotzzy though reads it.
I was thinking he disrupt this just enough, maybe delay, because you had the pinch coming in from Attach on the other side of it. Up off spawn, he will get the one kill, but I'll delay it for now. So maybe you chop down a little bit more time before they get the extension. You imagine they're eventually gonna get it, but not quite there yet. Lives relatively even. All four just kind of hitting out through mid. You saw the arrows kind of heads on a swivel. Looking for an opening as Shotzzy tries to shoot it through Church.
Yeah, he's gonna get called out though. Standy just kind of rotating around Scump, playing around this P5 area. So then it's this gunfight right here. Who's gonna win it? Now with Scump winning it, now here comes the transition over to B for Røkkr. Priestahh is spawned to win that one. There's the trade.
Can you keep two there? Can you keep two at A to hold
they
this?
Are right now. It's working right now.
You're able to. You hold in A. You have just enough to get the kills over towards B.
This could be huge.
Was a centimeter for being a third point of progress in the added minute with A. They have not been able to touch again. Røkkr had just locked it down. Now you find another moment where maybe you can get this done. iLLeY's gonna shoot it on over towards B. They get the clearance on A once again. But you'll stop the clock due to iLLeY winning his gunfight.
And all of OpTic are getting here now. This is not over yet. 14-8.
Also, you get the third tick. I mean, that's big in itself, right?
Yeah, you find number 3. Gonna get to number 4. Here comes the retake for Minnesota Røkkr. They find those kills, and then off a spawn. Look, iLLeY's gonna immediately go towards A. Not enough time.
No time. So, it's like, part of me is like it's disappointing for Texas in a way. I mean, you were, a centimeter away from finishing A. You had a couple of chances to pull people away, and you just couldn't win the big fights. But the fact that you get that third bit of progress, considering where you're standing right now, you'll take it.
It's just sort of that philosophy of how do you want to play this? Do you just want to get done with A and have a lot of attempts towards B? Do you just want to keep one player on it, sort of just play around the clock?
Yeah, I was kind of saying to you earlier, it's a little weird to me that, like, getting 3 on 1 point and finishing is worth the same as getting 2 and 1. Like, I almost feel like maybe there should be more value to finishing a point, but I don't know. I don't make the rules.
We just got that changed. Let's relax.
Yeah. That's my bad.
Let's not start that conversation.
Delete the bot. Delete the bot. I'm very, very grateful. Well, as it stands, Røkkr over 2, 1 edge, and Priestahh looking to get something going. He's on 4 in a row now. He had the huge map too. Gonna get caught though as iLLeY is playing deep. And they're all just kind of funneling in, and throughout this, you see that number 7 just starting to work his way up. The Shotzzy was playing towards B just slowly. May get involved in the action, or will he need to? I don't know if he's gonna have to do anything, and map is wide open for him. Major does get 2 at least, because they were getting chopped down.
They're gonna keep going for this. Dashy is still here. Gonna be the last one. You still have Shotzzy just sitting top broken. All right, A security, you need 1 more point to tie it. Slaying-wise, it is pretty darn close. It's a 2-kill advantage.
And that's why that 1 extra point for OpTic was so big, though.
Yeah, but now
this is where they were able to hold last. I mean, it's the same as a couple rounds ago, though, right?
All right, but look at this setup. Okay, so now the key is really Standy here. Can he find a kill? Right, you need the pinch to open something up, to get Scump on a top radio, to get something plat side.
Now you're pinching.
Yeah, now Shotzzy's kind of pitching the pinch. Yeah. That's what I mean, reactive, right? How fast they are on the map, similar to Search. And well, it's Shotzzy who does it.
Yeah, you're a little slow to get things going. Maybe the stun, the shots from Dashy kind of slow it down, but the pinch comes in quickly, and incredible stuff there from OpTic Texas. And they're just trying to make sure they retain that defense for round 5. And they've got a big life advantage now. It's up to 8.
Still a minute 20. OpTic just controlling this this position so well. Now Dashy's gonna take that spot alongside iLLeY as they watch his top jump hop. They're gonna go through the back once again.
See if this time they can make it work. Standy just get one. Looks like he might push back to his same spot now. They're gonna call it in. This will be the glide. Sees him in the back. That's gonna be Scump down. Another drops in iLLeY at the same time. They have a couple more lining up, but Shotzzy and Dashy trying to go big, and they're gonna do just that. Huge shoots, kills off the back of that glide bomb, but Major's still here and lurking.
Yeah, they're looking for him. You see the two players in iLLeY and Scump just trying to hunt him down. Trying to basically take a 1 versus 2 while they can. Major able to find one. iLLeY now on the second, there is that trade. The communication on point for OpTic because they were hunting MajorManiak, but now Standy's through. Standy can make the play. Maybe find the opening. 30 seconds, 10 to 15. Standy and Priestahh find some kills. They're trying to work this point.
These next engagements gonna be so massive. It's Shotzzy, it's Scump yet again that's able to go big.
Oh!
And it's a third from the king.
Goodness.
Absolutely filthy stuff with 4 HP left. That might have been the opening for Røkkr to get the defense, or at least tie it up. Not gonna happen there. Just 5 seconds to go. Can somebody touch it in time? It's not going to happen. Scump goes massive.
And I mean, it's that play right there and then the glide. You get 2 kills. You have the last 2 players in Dashy and iLLeY radio side. They just could not clear that position.
And they get what, 3? I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, it was a 2 versus 4. And they shut that push down.
And it's going to be frustrating because if you're Røkkr, you had your chances. And I feel like maybe even the first off, you could say, maybe not as great a chance, but you had your shots. But now it's round 5, do or die time. Within this map 3, it's offense for Røkkr. Can the hometown heroes come up with something big, or will the defense stand strong still for OpTic Texas? I feel like we've had so many of these control games that's been defense, and suddenly offense crushes it in the 5th round.
And a lot of the times that's sort of maybe a breakout push. MajorManiak does get through. I don't know if he was spotted. Does not seem that way. A lot of map position here for Røkkr. Can they turn it into something? But it's those gunfights. It's that next line that OpTic continues to win.
It just feels like, yes, so many times. Like, you need one more, so many times.
Now they do. Okay, they all turned.
So who's this wrapping all the way around that?
No, of course it's Shotzzy.
And Shotzzy just once again, he's able to get in. They stiff him out towards B and find the kill. Attached will be the last one lurking, but Shotzzy has always seems to be in some position that is so annoying. As he's lurking towards you again, they got to deal with him. I mean, he's in between 3 players. Surely they're going to be able to drop him. You get this, you've got what? Just about time live, looking at about 2 minutes. That's pretty similar to the last 2 offenses. A has not been an issue.
It's this spot right here. This is Dashy's home, where he's 31 and 20 and on 5 in a row. This is that area.
How do we get through from here? Now, you had a couple cracks at it. Maybe you've learned something throughout this stretch. You got a chance to get more streaks now. Get that 30 and 22. Also, Casa, day attach. That might be number 7. All right, so you'll at least get the streak, but...
Okay, while we were on Attach's point of view, you had 2 players push up from Røkkr towards P5, and guess who? It was Scump with the 2-piece that shut down the push to B.
So what, it looks good on one side, horrible on the other.
It's just not the side where you really want. I mean, at least you have the glide, but it's not where you want those skills.
Well, we'll see. I mean, how valuable is this glide?
You got the extra utility again, yeah.
Can you turn it into something this time? You've got a minute to work with. Lives dead even at 16-16. Glide bomb, it's coming in now. They're looking for an opening. All the call-outs coming in. Can you turn these all into kills? They're gonna hit the street. You see them come right through the cut. They're trying to get in fast. The spot is there through the window. They're able to take down one. Just looking for more, but it's iLLeY. It's iLLeY on the finesse. The melee's not gonna hit him once again on the tail end of the streak. Advantage to OpTic. You get all the kills. Back to step 1 we go.
I mean, props to this team because they are so good in those positions. I mean, you have that sort of stare-heady where Røkkr are getting aggressive, but it's just black control where they stand strong. 12 to 12 though, 30 seconds, 2 kills. Here we go, maybe the last chance.
Dashy.
But guess what? That's his home.
Can you get through the turret that has just been rifling shots through all game long? He's finally gonna get dropped. It's attached, it's able to take him. You've got somebody onto the point, and the clock is stopped, but it's just for a moment. The last guy, sorry, 2, you're gonna have Major here with Standy, and they're both going to fall. Scump and Shotzzy again come up clutch. trying to transition, not gonna happen. The door slammed closed and attach his face. And with 10 seconds, I'm not sure you can get there. They're trying desperately. But once again, the defense simply too strong. Or is it? You got 1 moment, only 3 lives remaining. But the grenade over the top, that'll seal the deal. OpTic's defense so good.
I mean, there were chances for Røkkr.
Yeah, so many. It's tough. Offense on control is not the easiest thing. It's not like when we're saying there were chances, it's not like, oh, they should have won there. Oh, they should have won there. It's just there were opportunities where if you won maybe 1 more gunfight, 2 more gunfights, you're getting some progression at least. You're giving yourself a chance.
It's one of those, really the chances that we talk about is if you can get multiple players onto the point, you force OpTic to have to, I don't know, get aggressive or play a little chaotic. I know they don't do it often, but they weren't getting him out of those spots. Every time they needed a 2-piece, it was Scump. Then it was Shotzzy on a flank. And well, Dashy 35 and 24. I don't know how he does it on this map,
every time.
He does it.
Every single time. It's just consistency out of Dashy on that map. What a bomb it is. 4,500 damage to go with it. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. As we'll take a look at some of the highlights throughout the course of it. I mean, they push them the distance, they do, and we think that's what they need to do in this series, and that would have been an upset, obviously, in the map 3. If Røkkr were able to take that, then you talk about Berlin maybe being a question mark a bit for OpTic. So it's almost more like, I don't know who need to win that more.
Yeah, now you gotta win your map pick if you're Røkkr, right? Yeah. Going into this map number 4. Yeah, but I joked with Shotzzy after Major 1 that they might build a statue of him on this map, and that could still happen. You might be able to visit Tuscany and see Dashy there, you know?
We need to go there together on a vacation.
Beautiful rooftops.
Oh, it'd be incredible. Just the 2 of us. No wife, just you and I.
Like Lady and the Tramp. Pasta noodles.
Be some special moments, but now, I mean, he just continues. I mean, Dash, I know, has had some brilliant moments. He had the kills, but like, it's just, Shotzzy is just in those spots, man.
Like this, man.
It feels like, you know, yeah. Scump had that massive play. Now we see it from his POV, the huge triple, but you know, sometimes we're watching like Simp on FaZe, and you just look at the mini-map, and you're just like, he's in the spot he needs to be. He's in that spot to make the play for his team. Shotzzy's there so often, man.
Well, they read the map, right? Like they're able to understand what's going on with the position that they have. And a lot of the times, you know, if you're gonna set up this sort of 3 hit the back, you know, defensive spawn on offense, you kind of feel it building, right? You're not seeing anything if you're the defensive team. And a lot of teams, they might play that, but Shotzzy's like, all right, I'm gonna just wrap back through church and just kind of pinch the pinch, and that's really what they're able to do.
It's the type of player that, like, if you are hesitant and you are not fast with your decision making, he's gonna punish you.
Yep.
He is, but we're gonna take a look at our Scump play of the game. It's going to be Scump's 3-piece, because that was a brilliant, massive moment for them defensively. He went huge.
No, he does. I mean, this is that sort of position where OpTic do get close in this round number 4, and they get pushed out onto this P5 door, but he finds 2, and then the pre-fire attach a wonderful map, but just a little off there on that centering.
I mean, he needed 1 more bullet. He got out of it, 4 HP, I think it was, but.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been there trying to, just needed 1 more bullet on Scump. I could have said that a lot, yeah.
Probably he just having his way with you. That's tough.
Well, luckily that team is the most.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I was pretty lucky.
That's true.
Just 1 more bullet. Yeah.
But now we get to the map 4, and you said this is the one you had circled. Just haven't seen it a lot. Haven't seen many wins when you're talking about OpTic, and you go. Well, why do you think this is a map that hasn't really worked for them, or they haven't put into their rotation a ton?
You know, it's tough to see. Like going back in the VOD, I'm sure there's some obvious situations that they probably threw. It is a map where it's a little bit more rotate heavy. You have to be, you know, making sure that they're getting those early rotations to be free. And at times it can be tough to break those setups. But I know they've been working on it. It's probably a map that the coaching staff has circled like, hey, what do we want to do? Kind of how we want to play it. But here you can see Shotzzy in that game number 1, kind of who he was killing and where he was.
Yeah, it's like a lot of those kills. What's like impressive about it, though, is how we got to the spots, I guess. When it was finding those openings to get through it on the flag, it wasn't just bashing his head to the hard point over and over again. It was finding openings for his team, shooting players in the back sometimes. Honestly, more often than not, just felt like he was the one missing when you heard the Røkkr comms. Like, The sort of where is he? Yeah, where is he? Where is iLLeY? Map 4 time though to Berlin. We go to Standy's POV. Let's get rid of all these windows so that I can see through them. But the information is there. The snapback is on. The headshot is through. Is Standy at least able to get one? But in the hard point for now, it'll be OpTic Texas.
Yeah, right off the break, they're gonna have that good side get there quickly. Now off a spawn. With some nades in hand, can they break this setup? Standy, doesn't matter what jet he has. And well, him and Priestahh are able to break down through. Shotzzy, talking about being a route man, and he's gonna do it right now.
We'll see what kind of opening he finds behind the bench, but they're kind of able to waltz right back into it. You still have Priestahh here just trying to fight, and Desk, I thought maybe enough, but a little bunny hop towards him off to the slide. Scump will take that fight.
You would have loved that time. I mean, you had the rotation over here if you're Røkkr. That would have basically tied the game up as well. But you are here at P2.
Screw that ceiling. Oh, in his face. Ah, okay. Ah. To the ceiling, to the forehead.
Everybody's dead, but iLLeY, you gotta get him out of here. He's just buying so much time for his team. Finally, a nade connects, but he buys. You know, Scump is now there. He's gonna find some kills. He's gonna get on the point.
He cannot really be killed. You can see it sometimes in those walls. You just lose aim assist. It's just like all over the place.
Can you do that one more time?
No, Joe. I was very naughty. Crisp from iLLeY. Bulk still in hand.
Well, now they're starting to work these P3 spawns. You have Attach here trying to play his life, but it just feels like gunfights starting the other way of OpTic. Shotzzy able to find 4 to break P2. Now they're set up with the spawns. And even while this is happening, Shotzy's just killing people off of spawn.
It's like stagger and keep them away from the hard point. All right, I trust my teammates.
My man's just hunting.
And then you find an opening to start to wrap back. You shoot somebody in the back. It's just beautiful stuff from Shotzzy. He's got MP40 and auto in hand. He's on 6 in a row. Just everything working out in his favor. The timings are there, and I thought maybe another one to come through as well. But what a brilliant bit of footwork and gunplay it was from Shotzzy. Just so tough to deal with in these hard points. And they're up, what, just around 50. Great so far.
I mean, Røkkr doing an okay job trying to get in, you know, break up some of this time. Over to P4 now. This has really been a tough hill, right? I mean, it's just tough to get into that setup where you're earning a lot of time. There's so many different angles where you can get shot in this hill. Priestahh gonna try to get down. The nades are gonna start hitting. Attach though, he's got a lot of OpTic members pushing his way.
You gotta think OpTic. They can smell it now. They're blowing them out. Up 70, just dominating. Shotzzy with streaks raining in. Let's get right to a listening with OpTic Texas.
He's on telling me you're short. I need short on you. Watch
out, guys. Standing back up to 5. I'm watching Standy short. He's short.
behind me, tracks. Yo, back tracks is 20 in the back now.
Trying to get checked. Yep. One back tracks, Major.
I'm left. I'm picking up the row.
One's back right. One's back right tracks.
Back tracks. Watch out, Major.
Watch out, back right.
I already have streak, guys. I already have all of the streak.
Back right of all good.
I have all of the streak.
And then one is probably going to be inside poster.
Attack is already through. Deep streak. He's in fire, Seth. In fire? Yep, Joe left.
What's aLLeY? Priestahh.
Where'd he go? I can play for him. I'll go get him.
I think the
aLLeY dead.
Poor iLLeY there. He's like, I got all the street. I got it all. And unfortunately, Attach already here. Shot in the back, but he gets the comms quickly over to Scump, and he's able to locate the kill. And I mean, Dashy's had a slow start. He's 3-9, but not sure you care much when you're taking a look at the scoreboard.
No, I mean, you know, Shotzzy, iLLeY, Scump, everybody contributing. The key there is really just the P2 to P3. That's the difference. Røkkr, kind of similar to what we saw in the first hard point. Just a couple of players that were able to make too many plays. But yeah, even with iLLeY, I mean, getting taken down in that comm, like, he's fire. I mean, you saw the Scump's like, oh, good call, dude. Like, I don't know what you saw, but nice.
I like that. It was just perfect small talk. Set up an easy kill there for Scump, and yeah, that's a great part of the listening towards the tail end of it. But
this is the chance, though. If Røkkr want to get back into this, breaking this P1 hill while you have Mack position could be it. You're going to get the rest of this time. You can see that, who's that, Dashy already rotated on over. Have to wait for one another now. They brought it back within 35. You see Attach going on this long route all the way through.
Fans, they need you now. This is a big moment. Røkkr trying to continue on at their home event. How big a break could be here. You trail by 40. Can you find an opening? Just waiting on who's going to be the person to go. They find an entry with a nade. Attach, able to get one as well. That's going to be 3 down. Now you got to fly in. Last person to deal with is going to be Shotzzy, and they're able to take him out as well. It is patient, but they find the picks and they get through. Beautifully done.
One player sneaks on through, off a spawn again. It's Scump this time. It's just right through the middle of the map. That's going to be 3 dead. They have to fix those mistakes, Røkkr. That's a 30-second swing. We would have been at, what, within 10 points. Instead now, you're going to have OpTic up to 150.
Is this sort of like a, you know, if you look at Cold War last year, you got a break like that, you had 5 seconds to kind of regroup. You just don't now. Your decisions need to be instant.
Yeah, and again, just calling out players. Who's the first one to spawn? And they try to get a little bit pushed out, and maybe, you know, you just that first push, you play from the hill. Doesn't happen. Now, over towards B2. Let's see if they can hold it this time.
Yeah, you do the hard part last time, but it falls apart. Now, can you just lock it down? You'll have attach play in deep. He's going to be caught in the cross. That's going to be auto heating up for Dashy. They are falling apart 1 by 1. 2 have already dropped. Last person remaining around the point, ready to dance, is going to be Standy. How much can he find? Because now Major trying to get across. Able to do it. A little help comes in from his teammate, but they get the kill off of the hard point. As they're battling back in, no one able to get a ton of time on either side.
And OpTic is just sort of playing discipline right now. You have Dashy locking down P5, then look at iLLeY. And here's the thing, if you're gonna have 2 players out of play, you're hoping if you're Røkkr to at least be getting some of this time. Last 15 seconds.
Oh my God! He just got incinerated! Is that 6 in a row? And that's a goddamn pistol! Ah, now it can't be full! Oh God, you give him more ammo there. It's probably another.
It is a pistol. It's very strong.
Yeah, it's like a little nuke.
Well, with those skills,
a punch.
the rotation over 10 seconds. You don't even have pressure yet. If you're Minnesota, need a break here. Down 70.
It's starting to get out of hand. It's getting to that scary territory, the scary hour. As they need to do something. Can Priestahh be the hero they need to find an opening into this point? He's able to take the first, take down the second. Trying to cook
a man's doing it all.
Throw a little teardrop, but to help us through, and Standy's able to find one. You need this time. You need it desperately. Another gunfight win from Priestahh in the corner, but Dashy is able to take down 2. Attacks is getting shots into 7 pillars, 8 players, but nobody's falling, and it's OpTic back into the point for the final 20 seconds.
And now your next 2 hills, hoping to acquire as much time as possible. When we were in that listening with OpTic, you just kind of saw it. Like Minnesota, they had trash position where you see 1, 2, and 3 set up. But the nades are hitting, the angles are in. It's not easy to do. Yeah, well, that makes it tougher too.
Yeah, because his pistol blew up the whole team. Now he's got a streak to do with it as well, as Dashy rips Standy out of the hard point, and they look to collapse beyond that.
They just got to play conservative.
One's going to spawn out if you're Standy. Yeah, there's no one inside the point. You need points so bad right now if you're Røkkr, but you're playing scared. You're getting just taken apart. Right back into the point and over the 200-point mark. Go OpTic Texas, looking to silence the crowd, put this away, continue on to this loser's bracket.
Again, a map where they were 0-4, so this is just, I think it's great to see for them, right? To get that first win, if they're able to close it on out on the board. Especially if you're gonna make it all the way to a final, a best of 9, that map set needs to be strong, and so far it has been.
Well, when you're on top, usually what's the toughest thing to do, or the big thing you gotta work on, is continuing to widen that map pool, to improve wherever you can, but they're not quite done yet. Røkkr, I mean, heroes of the biggest comeback we've ever seen last year, but once again, it is someone getting in behind enemy lines, and this time it is Scump. The long routes throughout the hard points are something you're gonna watch if you are Røkkr, and it is going to be painful.
I think one of the first teams to really show us that has been like a, you know, your London Ravens. Just there was always someone playing on that outside part of the map. Yeah, let's be honest, it's difficult to watch, right? There's just so many different alleyways and routes that they could go. But you have to be on top of it.
Well, Scump looks to wrap back in. He'll be shot in the back. They're just 27 points away now. But
they get this flip.
You're starting to chip away at this. I mean, this is a team that is responsible for so many insane comebacks. You can never, ever count Røkkr out of it. They're just chipping away at this lead, slowly but surely. That's a big kills from OpTic into the next hard point, though. You're going to have to clutch up now if you're Standy and attach.
Well, iLLeY was just going through files back there. Just taking his time. His teammates were dead around him. Dashy now inside. Where are the trades from Røkkr? 3 down. It's on to Priestahh. It's all 4. Oh, these P1s.
They gave you hope for a moment in OpTic Texas. They snuff it out. 10 seconds now to go. iLLeY is just beaming till he's not, and he gets dropped, but you get the win on Berlin. Nobody close enough. OpTic Texas regain, and they continue on here in Minnesota.
Just a couple of fundamental plays. I mean, both of those hard points, but it's a game mode they've been struggling in all year. You can see the openings, you can see the gaps. If you and I are talking about it, it's pretty obvious. But that P1 on both of those rotations, chance there for Røkkr to bring that game in.
And is that, you think, mostly just a comms thing? Just knowing who's missing?
Has to be. Gotta button it up.
It'll happen. I mean, I think it happens to any team a couple times over the course of the map, but not that many times. Yeah, it's just gotta be a frustrating one. And you know, we're talking about like it's so easy to do. It's not. I mean, this game is very, very fast. The spawns can be really, really wild, but the fact is, you got to be on top of it. You got to be disciplined, and they just weren't. They got punished time and time again. And it's just, I mean, Dashy, hell, he rebounded massively. He was like 3 and 9, 3 and 10, I think, at one point. He really started to heat on up. Wow, it's probably the 7 spree with the pistol at the tail end of it. That was absolutely disgusting. MVP for me, though, I mean, it's Shotzzy. He had a series.
Yeah, Shotzzy and Scump in games 3 and 4, I think were the catalyst for OpTic.
Shotzzy that one was...
They're a very strong 1-2 punch in that submachine gun duo, and that's why there are Major 1 champions.
And I think that's, you know, I think ever since the likes of Simp and aBeZy came onto the scene, you were going to have some sort of combo that could deal with that could pack a punch like they did. You got to love what you're seeing, though, out of these two. You do.
Yeah, and they do it in different styles.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Shotzzy is obviously that route finder, the guy who's going to go on those flanks. Scump just locking those positions down.
They're very different, but you need to have an incredible core in those roles. You do. And it's been awesome.
Ridiculous. I mean, that pistol hitting.
He thought it's like a hit by a 2x4 to the forehead.
And then right here, right? I mean, 3 go down and look at iLLeY. He's just like, yeah, I'm going to hang out and do my taxes. Takes a while, but off a spawn, it's 4 dead. That was really the last push for Minnesota Røkkr. They have one more go at it. But OpTic, they're going to move on. And in for Røkkr, I mean, listen, you start and loses round 1, that's tough. You have to play OpTic and loses round 1, but you don't expect that.
No, you don't. I mean, this loser's bracket was already kind of insane coming into this, just thinking of some of the names that were in there. And they're there for a reason. They had a tough qualifier, but it just looked stacked when you saw Thieves and Ultra, various teams down there that maybe you didn't think would be. And you toss OpTic down there as well, and it's just the gauntlet. It's the absolute gauntlet. Now, what do you think, though, about like, could this be a good thing, though, for Texas to kind of have to battle through a loser's bracket together, get a little adversity, and have to fight through it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's a long year. Like, you want to win every major, but really what do these teams want to do? They want to win champs. So it's tough to look at the big goals sometimes, right? After a match loss, you get so frustrated, but you're going to learn from those experiences. Yeah. It's going to be interesting now. I think they're going to play LA Thieves, and we know that those two teams they go at it.
Yeah, no, we're looking forward to that crowd. We hope you're having fun. I know for the Røkkr fans, disappointment, but you know, still a lot of Call of Duty played. Enjoy yourselves, have some fun. We're at a casino, for God's sake. Let's have a blast, but let's get it back over to the desk to break it down belly. Company, take it away.
Yo, Merc and Maven, we're having a lot of damn fun right now. And Minnesota Røkkr and OpTic Texas put on one hell of a show.
That was an amazing series. Yes. I mean, Røkkr really gave OpTic a run for their money. I thought if they were able to take that control, they would have obviously pushed it to that game 5, which who knows what would have happened, but some blunders with the glide bomb, trying to flank around, not getting plat control. Minnesota's going to have to go and watch that, and that's going to hurt, but top 12 placing for them. OpTic continue on.
Like Merc said, man, it was tough starting off on the loser side of the bracket and going against OpTic Texas. And speaking of which, yo, aLLeY, Yo, when it came to Shotzzy and Scump, they were ridiculous.
They were absolutely disgusting in this series. Valley, when we loaded into that Kavutu and I saw Shotzzy already all the way in the back 4P4, I was like, oh, it is so over. And then he goes on a 4 spree for free? I knew he was going to start hot in this series.
All right, Ton, I was hoping for a game 5, man. I didn't want this to end at all.
I mean, look, the Røkkr crowd, absolutely phenomenal. We love to see that. Teams getting supported outside of OpTic is always a nice thing to see, but unfortunately you just come up against the wrong team at the wrong time. OpTic on a revenge tour of their own after losing to Seattle, and it's the worst possible time to play them, to be frank, and they looked very, very good. They're looking for that loser's bracket.
You got that right. Let's send this over to the main stage, though, for the Game Fuel Victory Spotlight.
All right, thank you very much. Joining me here, of course, Dashy. And the crowd is loving you. I've got to ask you, first of all, just reaction to coming out of that game. Obviously, a lot of pressure on you now in the loser bracket.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough first day yesterday, but I think we're settled in now, and we're just playing our game.
Okay, I've got to ask you about that first day then. What was that? Just coming a little bit cold or a little bit unexpected from Seattle?
Yeah, I mean, you got to give credit to Seattle. They played really good COD, and it was a really sloppy day from us overall, but you got to give credit to them. They played really well.
Awesome, good to hear it, good to hear it. Is this something you guys have spoken about at length, obviously, coming into today, and now you've got to do a loser bracket run? It must be a bit of a change, because the last 3-4 weeks, essentially, has been all OpTic all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a change of events for sure. Yesterday was not normal for us, but I'm kind of glad it happened. It kind of reeled us back in, and I guess made us play with the fundamentals again, but yeah, reeled us back in.
I got to ask you, obviously the crowd here has been crazy. The support for you, the support for Røkkr as well, but was it kind of unusual to see just such a reaction that's, well, let's face it, doesn't usually happen against OpTic, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun, because usually, I mean, the green wall's on our side, but I mean, like today they showed out for their Minnesota fans, so shout out to all the fans here, but in particular, shout out to the green wall fans, you know? Like, you know?
I suppose that leaves us with one last thing. Anything you want to say to all the fans watching at home and around the world?
Thank you for the support, and we're going to try to take this one home.
Awesome, all right. Well, we've heard here from Dashy. Let's throw it back over to our desk, and they can continue to break this one down.
I want to give another big shout out to the crowd because the energy is fabulous. I want to also give another big shout out to all the staff of the Minnesota Røkkr, right? When it comes to Cassie, Jen, and everybody involved, what's been going on here has been pretty magical, man.
We've got a little cauldron here, you know, like it's not necessarily the size of what we had in Texas, but what it lacks in that, it has the absolute noise. It's just like, it's small, it's bubbled up at all points, and it's been absolutely fantastic so far. We got 2 more days.
You're right, so I'm telling you, you're going to be leaving the desk right now, but coming up next, we have the last series of the day between the Los Angeles Guerrillas and the London Royal Ravens. I know you're going to be excited to watch that in the backstage, but for day 2, Major 2, we have one more series to close out the day, and I can't wait. We'll catch you guys on the other side for another amazing Call of Duty match.